Hi friends, thank you for stopping by One Nest Yoga with Lisa. I am Lisa. Today's sequence will help strengthen and support the lungs, the legs, hamstrings, as well as our internal balance, those things that tend to suffer when we have allergies or a cold or have been laying around due to illness. We're going to use some props today. A belt or a yoga strap. This is just a belt. You can have something as simple as that. Yoga blocks if you have a yoga block, something that can help bring the floor up to you. Also, I have a yoga blanket, a blanket. It's not really a yoga blanket, it's a blanket. You can have a blanket or towels. Just have some of those props nearby. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. I'll see you on the mat.
I'd like to invite you to just be, and in your stillness, notice spaces of nothing amongst everything within and around you. Allow yourself to breathe. This practice will begin with a gentle wrist and forearm warm-up. Come onto hands and knees, pressing firmly into all knuckles. Palms flat, begin to make circles. Spin the hands so that the fingers point in opposite directions to the left and to the right. Gently swaying side to side. Feel free to move in different directions. Turn your fingertips to point towards your body by gently lifting your right and then your left hand. If at any point this doesn't feel comfortable to you, turn your fingers back to a neutral position. And if your wrists are feeling sensitive, place a single folded blanket underneath your hands. Flip your hands one at a time, alternating the direction of your fingers from front to back. And switch. Finishing up our warm-up, flip onto the back of one hand at a time without placing pressure, just notice sensation. After completing both hands, sit back on your heels or on the ground. Interlace your hands, make circles from the wrists. Switch the interlacing of your hands, continue in the opposite direction. Separate your hands, make individual balls, circle them down to your lap, place your palms on your thighs. Draw your chin towards your chest and say these words to yourself. I am healthy, I am whole. Coming back onto hands and knees, use your blanket wherever you need. Setting up for cat-cows to lubricate and warm up the spine. Once you're comfortable on hands and knees, lift your tailbone, lift your head. Exhale your chin towards your chest, round the back out, push the floor away. Inhale, lift your head, lift your tailbone, draw your heart through your arms. Continue in a smooth, steady pace, linking breath to movement. To sufficiently warm up the body, cycle through a few more breaths. On your next exhale, stay rounded in the middle of your back. Sink into child's pose. Bring your hips towards your heels, knees wide, arms extended. If at any time the floor seems too far away, bring support of any kind underneath. A block, a blanket, books will do. Today's practice will strengthen and support the body towards wholeness without forcing anything. When you're ready and on your inhale, rise back up. If you have a blanket or a towel, you may need it in the next sequence, so refold it, bringing it over towards your right side. Come to lie down on your back. Take a moment to feel the entirety of your spine connected to the ground beneath you. Breathe. On your exhale, draw your knees in towards your chest. Flex through your feet. Interlace your hands behind your head towards the base of your skull. Release both knees together towards the right, twisting through the torso gently, landing on your blanket or your towel. The thighs, knees, and feet are always in close contact while twisting the lower body in the opposite direction of the torso. Draw knees in towards chest to reduce pressure on the low back. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Option here to reposition your hands if you'd like. You can place your right hand on top of your left knee. Keep breathing. If you extended your left arm, imagine having a sandbag on top of it, keeping it grounded, with your palm facing up. And breathe, breath into those empty spaces. Revolved abdomen pose helps the digestive system move out toxins. In this position, the spine, paraspinal muscles, and organs are revolved. Use your active breath to help with circulation. On your next exhale, use your core to roll onto your back. Rock side to side to give yourself a low back massage. Let's repeat revolved abdomen on the other side. Don't forget your blanket. Now remember, on the exhale, draw your knees in. Be mindful to reduce pressure on the lower back. Keep the knees in close towards the torso. Do what you did on the other side. Interlace your hands behind your head. Don't be shy about using props. They're there to support you. Find your breath and breathe. The breath works with the body to help bring your entire system to better health and well-being. Breathe in deeply and breathe out completely. Stay here for a few more breaths. On your next exhale, roll onto your back, giving yourself a gentle massage. When you're ready, come to seated with your legs crossed in front of you. Prop yourself up if that feels more comfortable. Preparing for a seated deltoid stretch, extend your right arm out to the side. With your thumb pointing up and your back straight, inhale your right arm across your chest. Exhale, hook your left arm over your right. In a way that's more energetic than physical. Inhale and exhale, drawing your right shoulder back and down. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Sweep the chin towards the right shoulder. Moving with the breath, sweep the chin towards the left. With the breath, come back to neutral. Exhale the right ear towards the shoulder. Come back up. Repeat on the other side. Unhook the right arm. Sweep it behind you, landing the fingertips on the ground, pointed away from the body. Stimulating the lungs, lifting through the chest, make circles from the crown of the head in both directions. Release, roll the shoulders both directions, and repeat on the other side. With your mind's eye, locate the spot between your shoulder blades in your upper back. Breathe into that. Begin to sweep the chin towards the left and then towards the right. Sweep the ear towards the left and then the right. Come back to neutral for a few more breaths. Breathe deeply. Two more breaths. And release. Sweep your left arm behind you, tented fingertips pointing backwards. Lifting through your heart center, making circles from your beautiful crown. Inhale, exhale. With energy and length in your arms, bring your hands to clasp overhead with fingers still interlaced and keeping both hips on the mat. Side bend to one side. Feel the stretch through the side body. Allow your inhale to open and expand the low back, waist, and ribs all the way up to the armpit and shoulder. Allow your exhale to soften the effort and root you back to the ground. Exhale, lower the hands. Right away, inhale them back up. This time, interlace the hands in the opposite way. Straighten through the arms. Keep your shoulders out of your ears. Begin to bend side to side. Stay aware of your breath. Notice if your lower rib cage is poking out. Draw them in. Release. Switch the crossing of your legs, coming into another seated side body easy pose variation. Inhale your arms up. Lower the left hand onto the ground, fingertips out. Raise your right arm overhead, bring the bicep close to the ear. With an engaged core, sweep and sway to the other side. Move with the breath, long through your sides, keeping your buttocks, both sides, on the ground. Stay with me now. On your next exhale to the left, place your hand down and slide it a little further away from your body. Get long through both arms like branches of a tree. How's your right knee doing? It may want to ride up. Give it a little attention to stay down and relax as you stay lifted and long through the extended arms. On your next exhale, engage your core, come back up to neutral right away, sweep over to the right side. Breathe. Open through the heart center, lift through the lungs. Stay long through both sides. Remember here, your left knee may want to come up. Give it some attention to stay down. Next exhale, engage your core, rise up. In a seated upright position, roll your shoulders, your neck, move the energy around. Well done. Remove the blanket and come to sit with your legs stretched long in front of you. Bring your belt or yoga strap nearby. With a long spine, point and flex the feet some to lubricate the ankle joints. Draw your left knee in. Pivot it out towards your elbow. Cradle your shin like a baby. Flex through both feet. Lubricate the hip joint with gentle rocking motion side to side. Inhaling and exhaling, using the exhale to soften tightness in the body. On the exhale, cross the left shin over top of the right thigh, flex both feet, let it rest right there with a flat back. Hinge forward from the hip, leading with your heart. Here's where the strap comes in. Wrap it around the base of your toes. Heel anchored, toes pointing up, begin to walk your hands up the strap. This yin posture is an inside job. The breath, stillness, and time work together to target the deeper connective tissues, ligaments, and tendons. Cycle through 2 more breaths and release the posture. Slowly lift your leg. Give your body a wiggle to move the energy around. Repeat on the other side. Be gentle and nurturing to your body. Three more breaths and then lower the shin across the opposite leg. With the strap placed around the top arch of the foot, energize outward from the heel. As you begin to fold forward, it might be helpful to think lift up and over as you lead from the heart center. If you have the space in your body, walk your hands forward on the exhale. Exhale to release and unwind. Getting ready for our next seated hip opener, give your legs a bit of a shake. Sitting up straight, bring your right heel in towards your groin. Engage your core with a straight back. You can stay here or take it a step further. Using your strap, bring your left foot in towards your body, wrap it around your foot. Begin to straighten the leg, energizing outward through the heel. Use a block or books or something underneath the opposite knee if that's helpful. Have your straps in your left hand. Begin to open the hip out towards the left, keeping your leg raised. Start to sit up straight and tall. Try to keep your toes pointed straight up. Seeing this as a balancing act on your sit bones, lean forward. Keep the energy going out through the heel. Breathing. Option to take the left leg out further with every exhalation. You can also place your right hand on that foot. Stay here for a few more breaths. Breathing. Final breath. Return your leg back to center. Gently lower it down. Removing all props. To repeat on the other side. We are doing this posture to specifically help open the hips in preparation for gate pose. You may notice your biceps, triceps, feet, ankles, hamstrings, hips, knees, and the pelvic region are also affected, strengthened, and stretched in this posture. It is completely normal for this side to feel different from the other. Notice what differences you may experience here. Make any necessary adjustments to accommodate the needs of this side of your body. Meet your body where it is now and grow from there. Energizing through the heel, sitting up tall. Keep breathing. On the exhale, shift the leg a little more to the right. Use your thigh bone to rotate your toes to point straight up. There you go. On the next exhale, come back to center and release. Moving on, extend the legs long and zipped up together. Place the strap around both feet. Begin to wrap the straps around the hands. If you don't have a strap, that's okay. Just lower the hands next to your body. With that same up and over leading from the heart, begin to fold forward with a straight back. Draw your chest forward and scoop your belly in. Exhale as you continue to walk your hands forward on the straps or alongside your legs. Keep a slight bend in your elbows. You can also bend your knees. Keep the feet dorsiflexed to deepen the stretch in the back of the legs. Option here to bring the stretch along the top of the back. Draw the chin towards the chest and let the shoulders drape down. And as always, exhale to release and let go. Come on to all fours. Cycle through a few breaths of cat-cow. Round through the back. Inhale, lift the tail, lift the head. Exhale, round the back out, keep it round, and then shift your hips towards your heels. Child's pose for a couple of breaths. On the inhale, rise back up. Cycle through a few more rounds of cat-cow to move the energy around. Grab a hold of your blocks, books, anything you have to bring the floor up to you. Place your props where your hands would be and step your left foot between them. Even simple allergies or a cold can take a lot out of us. These next few variations of gate pose can help restore our energy, balance, and strength. Keep your left hand on the block, reach your right arm straight up towards the sky. Deep breath in and out. Exhale, release the hand to the block, step your left leg back, your right leg forward, and repeat on the other side. Breathe. Let's do it again on the left side, stepping forward, reaching the right arm up. Next, we're going to bring both arms up. Step forward with the left leg. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, down. Repeat on the other side. Inhale, up. Reach up towards the heavens. Exhale your hands down, step your leg back. Move your props to the side. Come back to tabletop. Round your back out, the middle towards the ceiling. You can tuck your toes if you want to stretch. Release and sink your hips towards your heels into a child's pose. Moving on to another gate pose variation. Rise to a tall kneeling position with your toes tucked. Bring the blocks a little closer to your body and find a position that works for your proportions. Lengthen your right leg to the side, toes pointed forward. Squeeze both hips forward slightly so that they stay in line with your legs. Keeping the block as your foundation, tip your body over towards the left side, placing your right hand on your hips. Rotate your left hand, fingertips pointing away from the body. Use the block as light support. Bring your right arm close to your ear, open through your chest. Foot firmly planted, move towards one long line from your wrist to the ankle. Option to come onto fingertips or the palm. Anchoring through the mound of the big toe and the heel in line with the knee on the opposite side. Open and expand. We are improving lung function here by stimulating the chest and the diaphragm. Always make sure your foundation is solid. Now let's breathe for 3, 2, 1. Engage your core and slowly lift up to come out of it. Exhale, hips to heels. Inhale to rise back up. Repeat on the other side. With regular practice of this posture, you will gain confidence in your balance, breath, and stability. Stay where you feel comfortable or go where you feel confident. Stay long through the sides of the body, especially the back sides. Keep your hips shifted forward. Start to breathe for 3, 2, 1. Engage your core. Come back up to center. Find your balance. Sweep the leg behind you. Sit to your heels. Let's flow with one more gate pose variation. Lengthen your right leg out. Inhale. Rise. T-shape your arms out to the side. Tip over towards the left, guiding your fingertips towards the ground. Take up space as you stay long through the sides of the body. Now is a good time to go in search of that straight line. You don't have to find it, but you're free to explore. Prepare for a gate pose flow. Engage your core. Rise up. While reaching your left arm up, guide your right hand to the outside of your right leg. Return your arms back to the T-shape. Find your center. Draw your palms together at your heart. Find your balance. Return your extended leg to kneel. Shift your hips towards your heels. Exhale. Bring your elbows to your props to stretch into the backs of the arms. Connect your palms. Breathe and stay there, or bring your fingertips towards the back. Stay here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Begin to slowly release. Draw your hands to the blocks in front of you. Repeat gate pose flow on the other side. Step the left leg out. T-shape your arms. Tip to the right. Keeping length in the side body. Breathe. Expand, my friend. Breathe. Engage your core. Breathe. Hips forward. Engage your core. Shift right up, bringing your left hand to the outside of your left leg and your right arm straight up. Breathe. T-shape the arms. Find your balance. Hands come to heart center. Both knees to kneel. Bow down. Breathing into the backs of your arms. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Set one block aside, come into a supported child's pose with a block or any prop under your forehead. Cycle through 2 breaths, deep breaths. Well done. Now it's time to relax. Come back seated with a tall spine. Sit on blanket if that's more comfortable. With your feet flat on the floor, bend knees in. Hug them to your chest with your arms. Engage your core. Lower forehead to the knees and breathe. Go inward completely. Finding spaces of nothingness amongst everything within. 4 more complete breaths. Slowly lift your head, T-shape your arms open wide. Breathe in and out. Lower yourself onto your back by first drawing your knees in towards your chest. Hug them in. Extend your body long. For our final resting pose, make yourself comfortable in Shavasana. Reduce the pressure off the lower back by placing support underneath or bending through your knees and knocking them together. Yoga is a dance between control and surrender, between pushing and letting go, and when to push and when to let go. Namaste.